What's up, my channel? It's your friendly neighborhood sassy blonde writer coming at you with another writing video. Today we are taking on another big question. Is writing a skill or a talent? I would like to start this off with a quote from, of course, Gilmore Girls. Well, kid, you don't have it. That is a quote from Mitchum Huntzberger to Rory Gilmore right before sending her into a tailspin where she steals a yacht. If you watch my video on musician tropes, you're probably well aware that I am a musician, specifically a singer. I also enjoy painting, drawing, dance, and a bunch of other stuff that others probably consider talents that you either have or you don't. I, however, consider these skills that I've developed over the years, and I also consider writing the same thing. I consider these things skills. And I know that this is a part of the discourse that happens here on AuthorTube, so I thought I'd throw my hat into the ring. What do I have to lose? So talent is anything that you have a natural aptitude or skill for. You're just naturally inclined to be good at a certain thing, regardless of what it is. While I do believe in the theory of multiple intelligences, where some people are just, their brains are particularly wired for certain types of things. I hate this question on if something is a skill or a talent, because I don't like the belief that you can't get better and you can't improve with something if you don't try. I don't believe in that. However, I do believe the theory of multiple intelligences means that some people are just naturally inclined to do better with certain types of disciplines. Some people are just really good at biology and sciences, and I'm not. But some people like me are really good at the arts, analytical and logical thinking, which makes them really great lawyers or really great scientists. Totally okay. Their brains just might be wired to excel in those types of areas. I think everybody has different skill sets that they naturally have. However, don't like people act as though talent is all you need to have in order to do well with something like writing or art or music, because truth be told, I think that's simply not true. I'm a big believer in what's called the growth mindset, which is the theory created by psychologist Carol Dweck, and it's a theory around the belief that talent, like doing well in math or singing or playing the piano, are really just skills that can be developed. And individuals who believe that their talents can be developed through hard work and good strategies and input from others have a growth mindset, and they tend to achieve more than those who have more of a fixed mindset, who believe that their talents are innate gifts that they can never do better than. And this is because they worry less about looking smart and they put energy learning. And that's kind of my approach to what writing is. And the fact is that, yes, you can have a natural gift towards writing, a natural flair and tone and handle on writer's craft when you get started, but if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get any better. You're not going to improve. Whereas somebody maybe starts off with their stuff in a rougher shape, but they put in a lot more work, they're going to improve, they're going to get better, and then they're going to achieve mastery way before the other person who was naturally inclined to do better than them. So, like I was saying, sometimes there are some things that are more difficult for certain people. Everyone is different. Sometimes painting can come really easily to people, sometimes singing, sometimes writing. Maybe you love bowling, but you just aren't that good at it. So you practice and you get better. Maybe you love singing and are good at it, so you want to practice all the time. So you have to be careful what you label yourself as, because a lot of times what happens is if you label yourself as a bad writer, that's all you'll ever be. There's often some type of positive. Maybe your grammar's not so good, but you're really good at writer's craft, or you have a really good sense of humor. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe jokes just aren't landing, but your grammar is spot on. Good for you. The fact is, most skills are teachable to some degree. You can learn to become a better writer. I think it's just an approach of mindset. So I want to kind of taper off this video with how you can change from a fixed mindset where you believe that writing is a talent and you either got it or you don't, like Mitchum Huntzberger, to a growth mindset where writing is a skill that you can improve and get better with over time. One of the things is when something is difficult or you get criticism, instead of just judging yourself and being like, I'm the worst, you know, when can you improve? Where can you improve? And ask yourself questions instead of just making finite statements and assumptions about yourself, like, I'm not good enough. You gotta ask questions and you gotta try to learn from your mistakes. You also, like I said before, when giving feedback, when you receive feedback, ask people to be more specific, praise or criticism. When somebody says, good job, you gotta be like, why? somebody says, this was bad, you say, why? If they can't be specific, it might be annoying, but it'll take the sting out of it too. But just saying something is good or bad isn't enough. It's not specific, it's not going to help you improve. What you need are specific, measurable feedback that you actually can use and apply. You also want to evaluate your process and not just the end product. Everybody's writing in some area can improve. Maybe you wrote a book for NaNoWriMo and rushed to finish it, and that was not a good idea because you made a lot of plot holes. Maybe it was because you were using the wrong process, and that's where the mistakes came from. A lot of times just looking at the end product isn't enough. You need to adjust the process you use to get there. Instead of trying to write an entire novel in 1 month, try to write an entire novel in like 3 months. That might be a bit more reasonable, especially depending on what your schedule is. Maybe you only wrote during the early morning right before you had your coffee. Try writing after your cup of coffee. Maybe your writing will improve. Maybe, just maybe, you're one of those writers who actually needs to go back and edit before you move forward so you remember what those plot holes are. So that way your first draft isn't a mess. Everyone has some area they can improve on, but you won't know unless you look at the process as well as the end product. Another tip is look at failure as feedback. So what if your query got rejected? It happens. Give yourself permission to fail and understand that you will bounce back. It's not the end of the world. What could you have done better? Was there a typo in your query? Next time, fix it. Another thing to remember is, especially if you're newer to writing or if you're newer to whatever you are writing, is to remember new skills. You gotta crawl before you can walk. You're not gonna be able to run a marathon just learning how to crawl, okay? And new skills will not be perfect when you just start. If it's your first time writing a novel, it's not gonna be perfect, and that's totally okay. Make sure your goals are realistic. That's all I got for you today, folks. If you like these discussion videos kind of turned into a pep talk at the end, let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it, if you liked the discussion-y part more than the pep talk part, or vice versa. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and of course, happy writing.